Hey, fat fish heads! It's time for another edition of the hottest new podcast on all platforms.
Do you hear Lyndon?
Fish. Sit back and strap yourself in for the wildest ride on the
let me know
open
when he's
seas.
done.
I'll let you know. Of course.
Now, flap your fins for the fabulous Fat Fish Brothers, Eric Fish Snyder and Brad Grunny Grunberg, a.k.a. Snacks.
What is happening? Thank you, Dave Linden. Show number 70. Can you imagine 70, baby? Lucky 7. How are you, Mr. Fish?
Terrific. I've
You
been
look fantastic.
So do you. You look great. You know, we're going to have a guy on coming. This is the first time we've had an appearance by a friend of the show. Joe Kopp was on. He had to be in the 30s, and he was such a great guest. We're going to bring him back, especially and talk some politics. But he said backstage, "It's nice that I'm doing a show with the great Fish Snyder and Chris Christie." Look at you.
Maybe I'll run for president.
Maybe you will run for president, buddy. So, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I was looking forward to number 70 today, and looking forward to seeing Joe Kopp. And look at you. Your hair looks fantastic. Is that a toupee? Honestly, it's
it's weaved just right.
It looks a little off. Maybe you should. Yeah.
I look good. Ask your fan club at the Hollow Tropicana. I'll be 64 in less than 2 months, buddy. I'm ready.
No way. You look pretty good.
You know what? When
good.
Tyson,
not as good.
No one looks as good as you. But when Tyson takes care of Jake Paul, I'm coming for him. You know? Hey, real quick before we get started, we just said this is the hottest summer on record, and we all hate talking weather. How are you coping with it? Because it's been 110 and above the last 3 weeks here in Las Vegas. So if you see a little color, I'm out by my pool. I've been dehydrated 4 times. I wake up in the middle of the night, and instead of screaming my wife's name, I go, Snacks, Chunky Love, Johnny Cocktails.
I don't know how you guys
horrible.
do it. It's just it's nice here in LA. 75, 85, beautiful, I've been to the beach a couple times, and there it is. Do you really think that people care what you say or what I say?
Neither.
I get emails from people and texts how great I am, that I should do the show alone. But I said, no, that's not me. I have to. You're like, you've grown on me like a rash between my legs. That's what I'm saying. And
that's because, let me answer your question. No one cares what either one of us says. And the reason why you got a rash between your legs is because nothing else is in between your legs in the last 2 years. All right. I mean, you're setting yourself up. You know what?
That's 5 years.
5 years. I mean, everyone pays for sex, but Brad pays for sex. You know what? Let's bring on a guy that could settle this, because when you're bringing a good officer of the law, they're there to take care of disputes. So I'll ask him, who's funnier, who's better looking, who's had things between their legs. I'm the one that wakes up in the middle of the night screaming your name. It's funny when you wake up in the middle of the night and scream my wife's name. So hang on a second.
I feel for your wife. Gee, Vicky, I love you, Vicky. How do you take this guy for 30 years?
She's an idiot. Let me bring on Joe Kopp.
He's talking, and you're trying to sleep.
Oh.
Hey,
Joe!
Yes.
Save us.
Joe Kopp, ladies and gentlemen. Decorated NYPD Blue. New York City cop. Been a buddy of mine for over 30 years. And he has been retired we'll get into that. But Joe, thanks for coming back to the show. Number 70, by the way.
Thanks for inviting me, guys.
Now, Joe, who dressed you today? Did you pick that pink shirt out of the hamper? What is it? Pink? What's that?
No, my mom.
Your mom put the pink on you. Oh my God, Mom knows other things about you that we'll get into. Joe, tell us what you've been doing. First of all, I want to thank you for your service. How many years were you a New York City cop?
20 and a half.
20 and a half. Why didn't you go that other half? What happened to that other half?
Because you only got to do 20 to get half pay retirement, and I had a knee surgery in January, so I just milked it another 6 months.
Okay. Now, Fish, I want to start off with something very important. Joe's been 20 and a half years. He was a New York City cop. We just had an assassination attempt on our former president, President Donald J. Trump. What happened? How did they fuck up? I mean, I don't understand this. This is crazy. A guy is on the roof with a gun. Everybody's pointing. He's up there. He's up there. He's up there. And he gets off shots. Why didn't the sniper take him out right away? What would, okay, when a dignitary comes
I don't have
to
the
you,
answers. I don't know. It's,
but
a lot
let
of
me
people
ask,
saying there's conspiracy theories and out there and everything. I don't know
but
what
when
happened.
you're
It's
a
just,
dignitary, a president, someone come to New York, you've been on that beat, right? You've
yes, in 1992, I did the Bush Clinton convention at Madison Square Garden. And,
what was your job?
every day, well, I'm very surprised there was no like bomb sniffing dogs or anything. And if you look at any film, there was not one dog in sight, but every day they would clean it out, MSG, Madison Square Garden, right afterwards, and then all through the night. And then in the morning, they always had, and you got ESU, emergency service teams, and you had snipers on the roof of Macy's and all that kind of stuff. But that was 92. That was before, 9/11 and all that stuff. But it was just, everything was in check.
Right. I just wanted to say that other people were hurt. We lost one firefighter. Name is Corey. May you rest in peace, Corey. Thank you for your service. You dove on your family to protect them. I mean, what a hero, And the other two gentlemen who were hit, they're now in stable condition. So
right.
That's good news. But Corey, I mean, he comes to the rally, to cheer on his favorite president, and he ends up dead. I mean, I just don't understand how this 20-year-old kid, I mean, he came to the location a couple of times. They saw him pacing.
He was very nervous. He couldn't get in, and people were saying, but I don't know why that Caitlin, I'm not sure her last name, the Secret Service lady, isn't at least suspended or put on admin duty until an investigation. Her response was the roof was sloped. I've seen cows walk on steeper roofs than that. It's like ridiculous.
Absolutely
stupid answer, but
I think she's got to go. I mean,
but if any of you guys watch the video, I'm like, look at that woman in the beige, like a white cream dress. She puts a Biden sign up, and you hear shots, and she's smirking, and she's got her camera the whole time and is not moving. She just got the camera like this, and she's filming everything. Like, I don't know if that was the sign, the signal that was the time to shoot, or it's just weird that everybody's ducking and running for cover, and she's just sitting there with a little smirk, with a little camera, like filming the whole thing. I'm surprised, like, the FBI, CIA didn't grab her, and who the hell is she? Like, what,
I mean, it's unbelievable, and Trump talked about it last night, and it's just crazy to think that after all the assassinations and all the attempts, we can't get it right. I mean, we just get it right. But Fish, what did you think? What did you think about the whole thing?
Well, I think if they got it right, the guy that's sitting in the middle of this panel right now, Governor Chris Christie from the great state of New Jersey, would have benefited from it. Because if there's any lookalike, when they do the Governor Chris Christie movie, the guy in the middle, you're going to finally get an acting job. What do I think? I think there's no conspiracy theories. I think the guy was an idiot. I think it happened. Okay, because if it's set up, then the firefighter doesn't lose his life and two people are in critical condition. You don't put other people's lives in jeopardy to do a conspiracy theory or the guy whole thing. The guy missed a shot and he hit the guy in the ear. And the Republican Party is downplaying this whole thing. Trump said 2 days ago, before it happened, everyone loves me. Every person on the planet loves me in this country. You're going to see. Well, that guy didn't love him. So it makes him look bad, number one. Number two, they're so pro-guns. And this kid's name was, what a great name for a guy who did it, Crooks. The kid's name was Crooks, right, Joe Cop?
I believe so, yeah.
And he wasn't registered to have an AR, like an AR-15, but his dad gave it to him, so now you get to deal with that. And such a gun-loving party like the Republican Party doesn't want this kind of notoriety. And I don't think it helped them, or I don't think it hurt them. What's hurting this election right now, and I get into it, is the fact that the Democratic Party doesn't know what to do.
No.
It's like,
Yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong, Brad. It's like, okay, you have a quarterback that you need to play in the Super Bowl that's 50 years old, and it's gotten you to past Super Bowls, but he can't play more than a quarter, and you got a young 28-year-old or whatever that might get you a win in the Super Bowl. So I don't know what's going on. I've never seen anything like this in my life.
Yeah.
I'm older than both of you.
Yeah.
No, I'm a little older, I think.
I don't think so. How old are you?
No,
63.
Oh no, this guy is going to be 64.
Oh, okay, yeah, a few months older.
But he looks 74. So
But like you were saying, the conspiracy. Even if it was, I come up to one of you guys and say, hey, listen, whatever the dollar figure is, I'll give you $1 million. You get into the rally there, you take a shot at the president, miss, and then we're going to kill you. Like, who does that?
Yeah, it's definitely you can carry a firearm state, right? In Pennsylvania, you can. Yeah. So him walking around with a rifle, people just kind of walk right by him, I guess. Were there other people with guns? That's what I want to know.
There was metal detectors. You couldn't get in.
Right, you couldn't get in. Right, exactly. How did that guy get in? Exactly. I mean, and then he goes up on the roof, and then the cop goes up and sees him, and he loses his grip.
Yeah.
8 feet. I mean, the snipers, what are they doing? I mean, and then they went to Barney Fife and say, Barney, there's a guy up there with a gun.
Yeah.
He goes, let me tell you, I'm on my break.
Right.
I'll be back in 20. Then I'll go up there.
And I always thought, like, if Secret Service was supposed to assign somebody as tall as or not bigger than the person they're guarding. You don't put a 5'6" person on a 6 foot man if you're guarding him. You got to be a little taller so you're covering over him and protecting him.
Oh, you mean Trump?
The agents should at least be the same height or taller than the person they're guarding.
You mean Trump, right? Trump's 6'3". I stood next to him.
I know. He's got little hands.
Yeah, he's got very little hands. Poor guy. He doesn't have big hands like these. You see those meat hooks? You see those meat hooks, baby? Ladies, and gentlemen. I don't want. Listen, I want everybody to see my big hands. Joe, what have you been doing? I know you wear pink shirts a lot. Your mom dressed you today. That's wonderful. What has life been like for you since you retired?
All right. Keeping busy, doing the Uber stuff. Just the last couple of weeks have been hectic. My mom was in the hospital, and I've been going back and forth to doctors and appointments and stuff like that. She's doing a lot better. She got the pacemaker in. Everything's good now.
Oh, great. How old is your mom?
86.
Oh, God bless her. Will you give her a kiss for us?
Sure.
From Fat Fish. Give her a kiss on the chin. Goes one for Fish and one for me.
Okay.
Snacks. And then she'll go 2. Yeah, snacks. And snacks is more. So you'll slobber on her cheek from me.
Okay.
But that's cool. I mean, do you miss the force? Do you miss
Not at all, no. I keep in touch with 2 or 3 guys. Other than that, no, it's totally different now. A lot of them wear body cams now, but it's the job's totally different. Everybody's got cell phones, they're recording everything and, throwing water bottles and shit at you and calling your names. Nobody likes the police.
No one likes the police. Huh. What do you have?
But when they need you, they call you.
And they want you come running, right?
Right.
Exactly. What you always have some great stories about the force and about your career for 20 and a half. He's already laughing. Do you have any good stories for us? Something that our audience would be very surprised or laugh or
we get a call of a jumper. He was only on like the 8th floor, and he was on the window ledge. He's getting ready to jump. And we get the call, we get there, and it's like 15 minutes before our meal. Meal is like your lunch break. And I got there, and I was like, I just said to him, dude, man, I'm here, the next 15 minutes, hour, 2 hours, 3, whatever. Either jump, shit or get off the pot. If you're going to jump, fucking jump and get it over with, like.
Oh, so you're up there in the room? Are you?
Yeah, outside. Yeah. And they got the thing on outside the cushion. They blew it up so if he jumps and he's just looking at me and And, I'm telling him, listen, I'm supposed to go to lunch in 15 minutes. You're fucking up my meal hour.
You want
And
something?
I'm ordering Chinese. You want the number 4 special? But
he does.
I'm gonna be here $35 an hour overtime. So whatever, get this over with. If you're gonna jump, get the fuck, get it over. And he looks at me and I said, so I don't know you from Adam, but the man with no shoes felt bad when he saw the man with no foot. And he looked at me and I guess it just registered it. And I said, no matter how bad your problems are, there's somebody else out there that has worse problems than you. And it's not worth jumping. And he came in and my sergeant's like, what'd you say to him? And I just told him, should have get off the pot. I didn't know, I wasn't trying to be, funny or nothing like that. It was sympathetic and and it worked, it worked. I don't know. I think I'd be going into the unit, but suicide prevention unit, but it happened to work that day,
That's the thing about life. Everybody thinks, their problem, oh my God, I can't get back on track and woe's me and this and that. But, look at the guy from Fandango. He took a leap, the other day, and everybody thinks, he created Fandango. He's a multimillionaire. He's got 6 beautiful kids, a beautiful wife. And then he takes the dive.
Right.
It's, like you said, listen, no matter what problems you have, and I got problems being on the show, everybody's got a bigger problem, everything can be worked out one day at a time, one step at a time. And, if you're breathing, you're ahead of the game, right?
Right. And so, what I do when I go to Vegas, like my last night there. That's why I do.
Tell them what you do.
I go to White Castles and I buy a suitcase. I think it's the one with the 100 burgers in it. And I just hand them out to the vets, the homeless, the entertainers down there. It's just my way of, saying thank you for your service, or, if you're down on your luck, a couple of bums, I know they're homeless, but they didn't eat in 2 or 3 days. And I've been fortunate in my life, so that's what I do, Brad.
It's wonderful. Learn from
it's just a little something I do my last night in Vegas every year when I go out there. It's just,
I know. If everybody did a little something, right? If everybody did something like that, this world would be a much better place. People are so selfish. It's like, forget about the money you spent on the burgers.
It's not that.
You walk up to these guys and you hand them a burger and they're like, I'll tell you this one story for what happened to me the other day. So I go to Jersey Mike's for the number 6, believe it or not. And I came out, I did it online. I go to the same place. They know me. And these kids are great. I always make them laugh. There's a strip club next door. I said, I'm going to bring some of the girls in for some sandwiches. They get all excited. But I got back to my car. Oh, and by the way, when I was walking in, there was a guy sleeping right by the door. I've seen him before. He was just sleeping, homeless guy with a suitcase. Unbelievable. I get back to my car. I look down, $20. $20. So I get in the car. I go, all right, my lunch is paid for. All right, shit. The fat man got a free lunch.
And you got the Chris Christie discount.
I got the
more than $20.
Chris Christie. I'm better looking than that fat fuck. No. So I sat in the car and I just said, I'm not doing well. I got to go drive, Lyft. And then I looked back at the guy, but I'll make it. I got out of the car and I got, God bless you. I hope things get better. I laid the 20 right on his suitcase and I walked away. Somebody put that 20 there for him, not for me. So I do a lot of things like that in my life, but I don't tell people. But because of what you just said, I thought it was apropos to tell my story. Everybody, if you could help somebody, I mean, I don't usually give homeless people money because they use it for alcohol or drugs, or I buy them something at McDonald's or wherever I am. Surprise, I go to McDonald's. But that's this world, man. I mean, it's so selfish, and There's so many people hurting now. Fish and I have talked about this. There's no more middle class. It's going to take a long time for it to come back. Right, Fish?
Everything's divided. We can't even talk about an assassination attempt. One has one view of it, one has the other. Where the fuck? When did it stop that we're all Americans? We're all in this together.
Yeah.
If we get invaded by another country, Joe Cop, they're not going to turn to you and say Democrat or Republican. They're going to shoot you.
No,
you know,
no,
they don't give a shit. So hey, I got a question for Joe Cop on a lighter side. You've been a cop for 20 and a half years and you walk the beat. Have you ever had a girl try and bribe you out of a ticket by sexual favors?
Good question.
No.
That's a no. Okay.
No.
Next question. Next question, because you talked too long to say that. Have you ever been involved as a police officer in a raid of a dominatrix place or a
what's going on?
No, because they're funny.
That's
get
special
stories out of these
unit.
guys because
That's Vice.
How many
that's
TV
special
shows have you been
unit.
on, Brad, where a girl gets pulled over by a cop and she says, "I can take care of you if you want. If you don't write me that ticket, you know."
Oh, Joe.
And then the camera pulls back and you see the car bouncing up and down. You know what's going on.
Dominatrix getting over.
Well, I'm just saying the dominatrix. I know what you did with that $20 bill, buddy. So dominatrix.com. Oh, look at this.
It was for research purposes only. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to lighten it up a little bit. So, Joe, you've had no sexual experiences as a cop that were, walking on a raid or something like that.
No, that's Vice.
Okay. I'll turn over to Brad because I'm at a loss of words.
I'm waiting for you to finish. I mean, this line of questioning is fantastic. You really think Joe Cop would tell you the truth?
Yeah. You know what? You hear what he just said there, Joe Cop? He said, "I'm waiting for you to finish." That's what he says to every girl he's ever paid for.
Yeah, I know.
You set yourself up there, Chris Christie.
G-rated.
Yeah, okay.
Not Fish, G-rated, ladies and gentlemen.
How did you start? G-rated. Hey.
I could just see. Mommy, what does that mean where Fish said finish? What does that mean, Mommy? We have all ages watching and listening, Mr. Fish. Where does this kind of questioning start? Are you a horny man? You're married to a beautiful woman. What's wrong with you? Besides your hair. You're having
nothing wrong with my hair. I look great. That's not
Joe Cop. Good hair day or bad hair day for Eric Fish?
Good day. Good day.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joe Cop. Thank you. Hey, Joe, remember this. You can catch the Fat Fish podcast on Facebook Live, YouTube, DBTV, Chris Christie, Roku, and Podbean for all our listening.
You like that, huh?
Clips of Fat Fish and Chris Christie making a comeback at TikTok at Fish6134. Hey, Joe, we drink Cloudwater. Brad's going to tell you about it, and we think you should get it. Brad, tell the audience what we're doing.
Cloudwater, Mark and Barry created this unbelievable drink. Are you a seltzer guy? I never was until I got my hands on this. This is, what do I got here? I got a blackberry, lemon, and rosemary. It's fantastic for your gut, and I got a big gut. It's so good. You can put vodka in, tequila, whatever, great mixer, but it's so good for you. Everybody get online, use our friend and family discount, FATFISH20. That's FATFISH20, and get yourself a box. You'll thank me in the morning. So good. So good.
Seltzer water?
So good for you. I'm sorry?
It's seltzer water.
It's flavored.
Right, but it's not like the alcohol, like the people who are drinking like white water.
No, you have to add alcohol.
I don't.
It's so good. It's so good for you. I know. No alcohol.
I haven't drank in a few years, Brad.
You know what we should do, Fish? All of our guests should get a box. What do you think?
Absolutely.
Mark and Barry will get a box for everybody.
Fish21@gmail.com. It's a gut and immune system type of a drink, and it's got the bioavailable CBD, so it calms you. And what it does, I hate to say this, and I don't know any other way to phonetically say this other than it helps you with your bowel movements. If you have it makes you it makes you get a clean break if you're a guy.
Regulate.
Yeah.
You go poo-poo? Joe, do you
Cloud water?
Yeah,
Cloud water. Yeah.
I gotta look. They sell it in New York. I never seen it.
Yeah, they sell it in New York. They sell it all sorts of places, like 7-Elevens and Okay, all that stuff. By the way, do you go poo-poo on a regular basis, Joe?
Oh. Yeah, I have issues from 9/11 with GERD and all that stuff. I'm on a couple of different pills and stuff. That's why I haven't drank in like 3 years.
Oh, I got you.
Okay. I have a beer here and there, but I don't,
Yeah, this will help you. Bless you.
Joe is one of our guests. I'm so appreciative of this. That we said to everyone, I guess, when you come to Las Vegas, look me up. He comes in every single time, and he gets his bacon wrapped shrimp, and we bullshit. And I got to go this place at the end. I'll let Brad take over because your friendship and your personality is so great. And we wish your mother the best. Joe, wait, Chris Christie, shut up. Go back to New Jersey. Joe, you're a New Yorker, and we had you on before, but now that we're getting close to football season, are you Giants, Jets? Are you Yankees, Mets? What kind of New Yorker are you sports-wise?
We went over this. Steelers fan.
I forgot.
I'm old. You're the Raiders, and I like the Steelers.
Yeah. Okay, but so you're not. Wow, you're my wife. Wow. Look, that's weird because you're a New Yorker. You sound like a New Yorker. Are you Pittsburgh everything, or do you go Mets?
No,
Yankees? What's your baseball team?
Mets. Got the Met hat.
Can't see it. Good. Okay.
Well, Rangers and the Lakers is my basketball team.
Loves the Lakers.
You're all over the place.
Wow.
Never seen
just to remind you, Sunday night, October 6th, I'll be out in Vegas. I don't know if you're working that night, Eric, but we're going to probably be at the Circa. It's Cowboys-Steelers, Sunday Night Football, if you want to meet us.
I'll come down there. No, I don't work on Sundays, and I'll come down there. And then afterwards, I'll drag you out to Shucks, and we'll get some jambalaya or something like that.
Sure.
Look, my wife's a huge Steeler fan. Brad knows that. Brad brings Pittsburgh lingerie, and all of a sudden I'm sitting there in the room and I hear these noises.
You've been to Circa, right?
You should hear Brad in my house. It sounds like you ever see hippos
fornicate? He's going there.
And then my wife says to him, "Brad, would you finish?"
You ever met a 64-year-old bartender who's been a bartender for over 40 years? Well, you're looking at him.
He's a career bartender.
And his
manager. I've done everything. Everything in the business.
This guy tells you he's a big time guy. Nothing. He's a nothing.
Eric, you've been to Circa?
Okay. He met
me. Excuse me, Brad. We're talking something real.
Wonderful podcast. This guy's finally making some real money, if you know what I mean, Mr. Cop. You know what I'm saying?
I can't make money with you. I can't make money with anyone that looks like Mr. Potato Head and Chris Christie with that fat fucking
called me a hippo. You're a witness.
You're not a hippo. I said you sound like a hippo when you have sex. Oh, Jesus Christ. Listen.
I want to say that I met Joe Cobb many years ago at a party. Okay. My friend Jerry Sachs took me to a party, and there he was with his wife at the time. And I introduced myself, and I couldn't get rid of this fucking guy. He followed me around like a fucking puppy dog. He was my shadow. I go, "Nice meeting you, Joe. We'll talk." I'm trying to hit up ladies, I'm trying to get, laid. And this guy is in my way. This guy he's cock blocking me. Okay, I'm sorry. I can say it after what you said. Called me a hippo.
Wrong. But not a hippo. That's what you sound like a hippo when you're having sex.
It was better than meeting this guy. He is a friend. He is. I mean, this guy will do anything for you. If he calls you a friend, this guy will take a bullet for you, literally. Joe Cobb is a great guy. He's a great, unbelievable father. He's got 4 kids. All of them are different. And when he came to LA and the Pittsburgh Steelers were playing at SoFi, the Los Angeles Rams, I got him some choice tickets. I went with his daughter, Catherine, who is gorgeous, who I want to marry, but I look like a hippo, so she won't marry me. But we went to the game, and it's funny. His daughter Catherine kept saying, "How did you get these seats? They're unbelievable." And Joe kept looking at me in his 1972 Terry Bradshaw jersey, and I said, "I got
2001 Roethlisberger jersey."
I know. But you kept asking me, and I told you because you're who you are. You gave 20 and a half years to the city of New York.
Just come back and win that game.
What?
Why did the Steelers come back and win that game? They missed the field goal? Yeah, why?
Yeah. But
I bought the kid an ice cream. Remember?
Well, I'm not done with you. You're a great father. You're a great friend. You protected people. Oh, by the way, Fish, I don't know if we've ever told the story, but this man worked 9/11. Unbelievable what he did. Yeah. Unbelievable what he did. And look, he's gone. I mean, that what you did at 9/11, does that haunt you sometimes? And
no.
Basically, ladies and gentlemen, what he did was, he put bodies in body bags.
I was assigned the morgue, yes.
Yeah, he was assigned to the morgue. He saw things you never want to see. But look at him today. He's a happy-go-lucky guy driving around New York, taking people where they go. You should only, as my grandma would say, you should only sei gesund. You should only live and be well. I'm serious, man. You're a wonderful guy, and that's why we had you on the show again. Can you believe this fucking guy called me a hippo?
I didn't call you a hippo.
I don't give a fuck what you call me. I love you, brother.
I got two things for Joe Kopp. Yes, I've been to the Circa, the greatest sports book I've ever seen. We'll go. Yeah, it's phenomenal.
I want to go there.
Yeah, when you come to town, I'm taking you there. Oh, I'm taking you to Barry's the steakhouse there, Barry's at the Circa.
Never ate there.
Oh my God, all the athletes eat there. Devontae Adams is always there.
I'm doing a project in Vegas, I think in September. Hey, Joe Kopp, you're coming out. Coming
October.
out. We're going to Barry's. How about this? When's that game that you?
October 6th, Sunday.
Maybe we'll figure it out.
I'm there 2 to 9.
Okay, we'll go to Barry's, and we'll go to the Circa, and we'll have a good time. We'll just put it all on Fish's tab.
Okay.
Always. You know why? Because before we get to something about when I asked Joe, no matter what Steeler fan you are, no matter what, you never collected this. Remember these collectibles you had? They were called figurines. I'm going to bring this up quietly and then bring it into the camera view. Okay. There is Kenny the Snake Stabler. Do you remember what he did to the Steelers many times?
Yeah.
Not only Joe Kopp did he play great against the Steelers, but he stole all their women.
Isn't there a famous picture of Kenny Stabler smoking a cigarette after a game or something? I've seen that.
No, that's Lenny Dawson on the Chiefs.
No, that's Dawson.
Smoking a cigarette on the bench.
I'll give you one quick Kenny Stabler story. 1974, my dad, rest in peace, called me and says, "Kid, come here, Bobby," because my brothers, and goes, "Look at this guy." NBC, Kurt Gowdy doing the game. The Raiders had beaten the Browns like 38-7, and they show Stabler with the long jacket on, and he's got a Coors in one hand and a cigarette in the other. And my dad goes, "How cool is this cat?" Now he'd be crucified, right? Yeah. But as far as I knew back then, Brad, I don't think smoking cigarettes and drinking a beer was illegal. It isn't now, but different times nowadays, Joe Kopp. Different times.
Different time. And I don't know if you guys heard about who was the running back for the Denver Broncos who just they took him off the plane when
Terrell Davis. Crazy.
Terrell Davis.
Horrible.
You believe this world we're living in? He taps the flight attendant on the shoulder because his son wanted a cup of ice. Turns around and goes, "Don't hit me." And then they land the plane and they take him off the plane in cuffs. I couldn't believe it. If that wasn't racism, I mean, at an nth degree, I don't know what is. I
agree.
That story.
Horrible.
What a nice guy, beautiful family. We're fucked up in this country, man. We're fucked. Last night was interesting. I watched Donald Day. How funny was this? Let's talk comedy. Hulk Hogan opens the show. Hulk Hogan opens the show of the Republican convention. And he rips off his shirt and he has a Trump Vance tank top. I was crying laughing. It was so ridiculous. And then the great Kid Rock came up. And by the way, I met Kid Rock at a Super Bowl party in LA in the Hollywood Hills. I was in a room because I planned the party with my friend Savage Steve Holland, this great director of Better Off Dead and One Crazy Summer. He had a beautiful house, so we did Super Bowl parties there. I'm in a room upstairs, Pamela Anderson and Kid Rock.
And they let you watch?
And the hippo. Okay.
They let you watch, Brad?
They let me watch him. And Pamela Anderson, I was on VIP, so I said, "Pam, I don't know if you remember me, but my name's Brad Grunberg." And she looked at me like, "Yeah, right." She didn't even give me the time of day. She goes back. She's whispering in his ear. Like, what could they be talking about? And then all of a sudden, Bob Ritchie, Kid Rock, says to me, "Hey, how you doing, man? Who do you like today? Who do you like in the game?" And nicest guy. And then they went back at it, and I just sat there with my pants down, like a hippo jerking off. Yeah. Joe,
well,
you are a witness.
No, what really happened was he's
so
watching them.
This guy, and he called me
you know what, Brad? You're so full of shit. You can't even tell a story. He's watching those two go at it. Bob Ritchie, Kid Rock, and Pamela Anderson. He goes into the bathroom and he's pulling the Judge Reinhold in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. And Pam comes in and he goes, Brad goes,
no, he went back to the hippo.
Doesn't anybody knock anymore?
Does anybody knock anymore?
No, gosh.
Phoebe Cates. Hi, Brad.
Oh.
You know how cute I am.
If Pamela Anderson said that to you, they're calling 911 and the defibrillator right away. You'd forget about it.
Have you seen her lately? She's still hot. In her, I think she's in her late 50s. She's still hot. Yeah.
So are you.
Thanks. Yeah, I do really well with the ladies and the guys. Okay. Anyway, Joe. So let me ask you this: do you love Vegas? Do you love Atlantic City? Do you love some of the casinos? In New York. I mean, what's the closest casino beside Atlantic City to you?
Upstate New York by Monticello, Catskills, but I don't go to AC anymore, and Vegas is not like it used to be anymore. You know that.
Yeah. They closed the Mirage. I couldn't believe it. They're going to
I was going to bring that up. I wanted to try to get a chip before they closed. I got a Tropicana chip when I was there in April.
Oh, you did? Really? Oh, I got a story about this guy that I know that went to the Mirage. This guy, unbelievable. I don't know if I already told you this story. So he's with a hooker, right? And he comes and he's thinking about myself, and he comes up to me. He goes, "How you doing, buddy? What do you like?" We're in the sports book. Beautiful African American girl, gorgeous body like you wouldn't believe.
Shamice.
Is that her name? And do you know this guy? And then all of a sudden, a guy goes, "Hey man, I'll give you a couple hundred. Can I use your room?" He goes up to my room with her. A couple hours later, he comes down. I get called from the front desk. There was a hole in the wall behind the bed, this big. Well, who is that? This big. Oh, who are these people?
It's a crime scene.
This guy was making love to this girl so hard, he put a fucking hole in the fucking wall in back of the bed. Unbelievable. And I had to fucking pay for it. This guy, I couldn't find him with a search warrant. I sent a photo out on him, nothing. Couldn't find him, done. I hope this guy had a good time.
Hey, Joe,
I would have put a hole in that wall, let me tell you.
Joe, Brad and I used to do a segment about memes, and we never bring a guest in. I want you to say, I'm going to show you 4 memes. One of them, I want Brad to make the remake of this show. But this is true. Check out this bag of Doritos in Japan. Are you kidding me? What the hell is he doing? That's true. He got his foot in the guy's groin.
Oh, God.
Our whole culture society have a heart attack with that. What do you think, Joe?
What flavor is that?
Orange nuts.
Ranch. It's Cool Ranch.
Mango?
Mango, oh God. So check this out. I was a big fan of this broad and leaving Las Vegas, and check out this. We talk about football season come up. Don't you think the Jets or the Steelers love to have Elizabeth Shue as a quarterback?
Oh, so good.
That's on the set, Brad. That's on the set of Karate Kid in 1984.
So you know who I just saw on a meme who was talking about Steve Guttenberg? Reese Witherspoon. She is hot.
She's
hot.
Oh
my God.
Right.
She's very beautiful. She's in her 50s. I might introduce myself as the fat hippo that looks like Chris Christie. That's called a donut.
That's a good one. I'm the fat hippos like Chris Christie. Have a donut. Hey, I just got done binge watching this. I started in 2004 and I said, this is right. We have to get Brad and some of his friends. Remember this great show? Remember Entourage?
I have no friends. Oh, yeah. 20 years. It's a 20-year anniversary.
20 years ago. 20 years ago, Brad, this show with Jerry Piven, Ferrara, Kevin Conley, there's Kevin Dillon, I know you know him, and Adrian Grenier came out. And great. I would love to do that remake with you. Get you like 4 friends and follow you around Hollywood.
Friends.
You have
to go to central casting and get 4 guys.
I got 2 more. Joe, check this out. mannequins, right? When you talk about Phoebe Cates and doing this in front of Judge Reinhold, I love going to the pools in Vegas because girls always do this. Check out this mannequin, Brad.
Oh, is that a guy or a girl? Is that
No, it's a girl. They pulled up the left.
I love everybody. Is that a trans? What is it? What's going on there? I like that. Love is love, baby.
She's pulling out the latex of her
thong
from her butt cheeks. It's not a real person, Brad. It's a mannequin. And
the other thing was a knee, Brad.
I want you to check this out because I want Brad to comment on this, Joe, and then you can comment. I won't. I'll read it. Okay. Kim Kardashian, this is on Kim Kardashian likes to use salmon sperm as a lotion. How do you get sperm from a salmon? And Brad,
money, baby, when you have money. Wow.
Salmon sperm is a lotion? Come on. Really?
Wow.
Joe, would you use salmon sperm as a lotion?
No.
Okay. Joe, do you think Kim Kardashian is an attractive woman I think she's 40 now. Is she your type? Is she your type?
She looks like one of my friends, Adele. So the face-wise, I like, yes.
Oh, okay, Adele. Gotcha. How about you?
She's pretty.
I know you, Vicky is the most beautiful girl in the world. Your wife, I love her. Do you think Kim Kardashian is good looking?
I do. I think she's attractive. I think that she's got a pretty face. I think all her I think her mother's very pretty.
Yeah, she is.
And got a lot of work. They're you know what? Say what you want about them, but they've made they do a lot for kids, and they make tons of money in that business. Your business, buddy. You know.
They get a bad rap. I know the mother's a genius. The mother, Kris Jenner, is a genius.
Absolutely.
What she has done. I mean, everybody thought it was a one and done. They're doing this 20 years now. They're on Hulu. It's crazy. Unbelievable. I had the editors from that show in the back of my lift. And, reality. I'm going to burst a lot of bubbles here. Reality, hello, Iowa, is fake. It's not real. What? My Kardashians? It's not real. No, they don't just turn on the cameras and let it go. There has to be a method to the madness. Joe, you're a big reality guy, right?
No, not at all.
Joe Kopp, what do you watch? The Bachelor? What do you watch?
Blue Bloods.
Oh yeah, Blue Bloods, great show. You know what? Fish watches The Golden Bachelor.
Oh, okay.
He wanted the Golden Bachelor, not the girl.
No. And I like Chicago PD, Sergeant Voight, and Chicago Fire.
That guy's voice is fantastic, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's some great. Yeah, but there's a lot of shit on TV now. A lot of this. It's the actors. There's a lot of repeat. Like a show becomes popular. Get me the next Chicago PD. That's what they want. That's these executives want. Where's the creativity? I got so many things with my writing partner Sean White that we've written that are so good. Movies, a TV show that I was going to do with Tom Sizemore. I'm sorry.
The Force.
The Force with Tom Sizemore. May he rest in peace. What a character. God, I'm so blessed that I met him. I mean, I'll tell you a great Tom. I'll tell you a fantastic Tom Sizemore story. So we meet me, Sean, and Tom at Rocco's in Studio City to talk about the script, right? So he's late, of course, and he gets out of a car, a cannabis car. When they deliver cannabis, like Domino's Pizza, there are cannabis cars where they deliver cannabis, a pot to your house. So he comes with this briefcase, and I'm like, oh, shit. Oh, no. There must be fucking coke in there. I mean, come on. This is like Tony Montana. And so finally, of course, I have to ask him the question. I go, what the fuck? Tom, come on, man. You're clean. You're not doing drugs anymore. I go, what's in the fucking briefcase? He goes, what are you talking about? He goes, I've never had a cavity. He opened it up. Mouthwash, toothpaste, toothbrush, water pick, unbelievable. And I said to him, what? Yeah, can I finish my story?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I want to jump on that, but go ahead.
Yeah. Do me a favor. Jump on the next show. Anyway, so he opens it up and he goes, I've never had a cavity. I go, bullshit. He goes, I've never had a cavity. So after every meal, he goes into the smelly fucking toilet in Rocco's and he brushes his. You walk in to take a shit, he's brushing his fucking teeth. He's flossing. I couldn't believe it, and it was true. He opened it up for me, and I saw it, and he carries it everywhere. So everybody thinks, "Oh my God, Tom's back on the." I
got it. I got to tell it. I've been wanting to tell the story on our podcast.
Oh, by the way, the hippo and Chris Christie's still talking. Okay.
Yeah, but 2 minutes and 30 seconds is enough.
Do the hippo again. Oink oink.
That's you. That's you having sex. It's amazing, man.
Yeah,
they can't loop that anymore. I want to tell the story if you allow me. Just say yes or no. But I love this. Brad and Tom did a sizzle reel about the North, and they're both playing detectives. And Tom Sizemore is a really cool detective, the leather jacket, and Brad's Brad with donuts in his hand, crumbles in his fucking beard. I got to talk about the cunnilingus. I have to talk about it. It's the most funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. And they're talking to the camera about going down on a woman. And Brad,
no. I'm sorry. We're in a car on surveillance.
Right.
We're doing a sizzle reel of our chemistry, and we're watching a guy on a surveillance, and we start talking because we're out there for hours, and this is what we talk about.
And Brad's like, it's the most wonderful thing. You're pleasure.
No, start over.
So they're on surveillance, and they're talking about going down on a woman. You can see that Tom Sizemore, and this is all, basically this is improv. He's into these guys. He's not comfortable talking about it because this is real life stuff. And Brad's like, it's wonderful when you could pleasure a woman like that. Tom goes, nah. And he goes, what do you mean now? He goes, nah. He goes, I can't put my tongue where a broad piece, and I'm on the floor, and I'm dying.
True story. And then I said, was that real or was that acting? He goes, are you kidding me? I would never go down there. Ever.
Crazy.
You would never go into the Bermuda Triangle down there and do some damage? He goes, absolutely not. I've never gone down on a woman. I go, you crazy motherfucker. It's the best thing, right? Joe, you like going out.
Sure.
Eric, you like going down.
Let me tell you something. There's a reason why you're married 35 years. What?
You make tips at Chuck's. You make tips at Chuck's in the bathroom going down on men. That's what I heard.
Now I go down on people that sound like this. Here's 100 hamburgers, fish. The hippo's here. Chris Christie hippo. You should see the emails coming through. He doesn't look like Chris Christie.
He looks like Chris Christie.
He looks like Mr. Potato Head. Oh my God.
People are going to come up in that call. Hey, Chris, what's up? I'm like, oh, thanks.
What was the Hanna-Barbera character that was the hippo? I can't think of the name. I'm drawing a blank right now.
Oh, that's right. It
was called Bad Brad.
It was called something hippo. What is it?
Yeah.
I'll look it up. Joe, let me tell you. Tell me anything that we need to know. So we're going to meet in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
We're going to Vegas. We're going to go to Barry's. Are you picking up the tab here? I just want to know. Oh my, what? And you're going to
I don't pick up the tab. I took this guy I took this fucking idiot to a Jewish deli, right? And Donor comes over and Brad goes, he goes, I think the other deli down the street, what'd you say to the guy? Is better.
I know. We went to the Bagel
Cafe.
Great place. And yes. And then I said, I also went to the Bagel Mania on the other side of town. And he looked at me and his face drops, the owner. He goes, don't you say that word in here. I go, what do you mean? What's wrong? He goes, I can't stand that guy. Blah, blah, blah. This guy's from Chicago. And he went nuts. I mean, I thought the guy was going to kill me. Where is he from? Like Yugoslavia?
He's from Greece.
It's Greece. Oh my God. I thought he was going
to
kill me, take me in the back and chop me up for the dinner menu. But oh my God, it was like I said the wrong thing. I just made a comment about there's like 2 delis in Vegas that are good. But his is much better, much better.
So Joe, I go, Brad, anything you want, it's on me. Thanks for coming to town. So he picks up the menu, right? He goes, I'll take this whole page here.
Side.
Everything from column A.
Oh, you ever see this? People go shopping in New York City, the broads with the big bags and stuff.
Yeah.
That's him with the to-go boxes. We had to get 2 Ubers, one for us and one for the to-go boxes.
Did you get the Brussels sprout spread?
Get everything.
They haven't come out of the kitchen yet. And those napkins too, Joe.
Eric, you got any good Mirage stories?
Oh God! So
You know what? It's talk of where I've seen. I went to see Love there many times. That Love is there. That the Cirque du Soleil.
yeah.
I will say this about the Mirage because I've been here over 30 years, and the Mirage opened about 2 years before I got here. Class, all class. The staff, the people, 3,000 people just lost their jobs on July 17th because they're building the Hard Rock. They're making a 600-foot
company.
Yeah, the Hard Rock. They're going to give these people a chance to get their jobs back, Brad and Joe, but it doesn't open to 2027. So there's people that been working there 25 years and on the street. Sucks.
Terrible.
Yeah.
And they're making it. They're taking down the volcano and putting up the guitar. Yeah,
600-foot guitar, Brad. 600 feet.
I love that. That was my favorite sports book, the Mirage sports book, because I knew the lady that ran it. And do you know?
Wait till you see the Circa. Wait till you see the Circa sports book. It's insane. You know.
But I'm a big Beatles fan. I saw Love twice, but I didn't care for it. It was all right. It could have been better, I thought, but being a Beatles fan. But I saw Danny Gans there. I thought that was the best show I ever saw. He was
what a performer.
You could close your eyes and think you were seeing Sinatra or whoever he was doing. Nat King Cole. It was unbelievable. And
I got a funny Danny Gans story real quick. This is Brad. So Danny Gans is in the movie Bull Durham, and he plays one of the
great athlete.
And Kevin Costner, who's a friend of Brad's, said that we had to take so many takes because he started telling jokes and doing impressions when the director would say action and he's doing his shit. And he died tragic. Did he die of a heart attack?
I think he committed suicide.
No. He did not.
No, I think he died of a heart attack.
He had a heart attack.
Overdose or something.
Unbelievable shape.
Overdose.
He worked out he was. He
was a minor league player for the Kansas City Royals.
Right. Oh, I know. Great athlete. And then he got the comedy.
Did you know him, Brad? Did you work with him?
Yes. Yeah, a friend of mine wrote for him. Wrote some. And then
Brad, you saw that picture I sent you? You asked for a picture?
The picture of you, yeah. But this ding dong next to me, he could. There, there it is. All
Just
right.
leave it there the whole time, Joe. It covers. It covers
the state of New Jersey.
Who's that guy? Who's the player there?
Who's the player?
That is actually Brian Doyle. He's an actor.
Doyle Murray? Is that Brian Doyle Murray? Bill Murray's brother?
I think so. I'm not sure.
God, Joe, don't do that again, please. Oh,
yeah, wow.
Christ. Do that one more time.
Don't do that.
Like nose, big schnoz in the fucking right in the camera.
I'm in the Yankee dugout, and we're on the set of For Love of the Game.
Oh, great movie.
Kevin Costner.
Right.
And
put that picture up one more time. I got a question for you. Very important. What is with that cheesy 80s Ron Jeremy mustache? Wow. Look at that thing. Oh my God. It looks like you just had a glass of chocolate milk. Jesus. That thing is, oh my God, it's got its own social security number. Oh, it's moving. Oh my God, it's moving.
So Brad, you know how I get people to leave me alone when I'm eating in a restaurant or to bother me and they say, you look familiar?
Yeah.
And I just say, you watch porn? And they turn they turn red and they just walk away and leave me alone.
That's genius. I love it. Pornhub cop.
But during a break, I did batting practice and I was hitting infield, fly balls, and a lot of them were making errors. So the guy goes, I go, what the hell's wrong with these guys? And the guy goes, you realize they're actors.
Actors, they're not. Oh, you didn't know that. Oh, that's funny.
I didn't. No, because a couple of minor league players, Ricky Leday, a couple of minor league Yankee guys were in the movie. Like in the background and subs and stuff like that. But that guy next to me is an actor. I think it was Brian Doyle.
Brian Doyle Murray. Did you? Now, what did you do on the set? You just hung out in the dugout and then went over to craft service. That's what I would have done, and ate all the free food. What did you do?
I was the security detail.
Yeah. Did you have to?
No, everybody in the stands was all extra, like 16,000 extras in the stand. But I just happened to get assigned the dugout. But like I said, I sat there, made sure nobody. And then, like on a break, I went out and I took my gun belt off and I started hitting like ground balls, fly balls, and stuff. Everybody in right field was cheering, like trying to make me hit a home run there. But I hit it to like where Paul O'Neill, he has a little spotty mark, like a little worn out grass, so he knows where to go to the outfield. And I couldn't pop one out at Yankee.
You didn't get close.
Self-hit, yeah.
Yeah. By the way, you know, when you talked about taking off your gun belt, that reminds me of a story you told last time with your buddy that you knew. Did you remember the gun belt story?
Yes, yes. I know.
Fish, do you remember the gun belt story?
No,
Fish, are you there? Fish.
Yeah, I'm refreshed. I'm processing.
Are you still on the show? No, the gun belt story was so good. You want to tell it or should I tell it?
You can tell it, Brad.
Okay. Joe had a guy that he knew on the force that came to a grandma deceased. She died in her sleep. So this guy shows up and her granddaughter's there. And her granddaughter was so enamored by this police officer that came to see, you know, to take care of this, you know, the passing of her grandmother and, you know, called the morgue and all that. She looked at him. He looked at her. All of a sudden, the gun belt came off and his pants were at his ankles. And right in front of grandma, she performed fellatio in honor of grandma. I want to meet this guy. This guy is a fucking hero of mine. Okay. Now, let me tell you something. If that's not getting some on the force, I don't know what is. Okay. A hot granddaughter blowing Kepi, the officer, to thank him for his service. That's how she thanked him for his service. And grandma was watching, but she was dead. But that's a great story. I love that story. And when I'm in New York, I want to meet that guy.
Okay.
Please. Look at Fish.
But I had to step back.
Wow. I do remember that story right now. Wow.
I had to step back a second, Brad, and then you know, then look around and all clear.
The guy goes, all clear. Okay. Where did the guy put the gun belt? In the closet?
No, I had to hold it.
Oh, okay. Oh, it was you? This happened to you? I didn't. Was the gun cocked and ready?
Sure.
I'm a comedian. Maybe, Fish, you could take a page out of it. I'll teach you some stuff that I know.
Nobody.
I've only been a comedian 38 years, but I'm 38 years old for the ladies. If you know what I mean. Joe Kopp, This has been unbelievable. Show number 70.
Oh, Brad, did I tell you I was seeing somebody? Local weather girl.
What?
Cable station. Yeah. Oh, Brad, it's so good to go out with a woman that's like wrong half the time. It's great.
That's wrong half the time.
Wait a minute. You're just fucking with me, right? You don't have no girlfriend. Put that nose. Come to the camera. Put that nose up one more time, Joe. Put that nose. Where'd he go?
Joe, where are you?
Oh my God,
Joe. Let me see if he's still there. He's gone. He took off.
Yeah. Oh, what a show! 70. Was that fun? I learned.
I wanted him to, you know, I wanted him because when we get it, he's the second guy in 70 shows other than Tony Orlando to come back. So I wanted him to listen to our spiel with Nick Pasquale Foundation. Go Keith Berman, and let's eradicate teenage bullying. That's what we do on this show. But that was a lot of fun because this is banter, and we included him. To me, he's a hero. He did 20 and a half years, and, you know, trust me, I don't care what he says. We know 9/11 had to have some kind of impact on him, Brad, because you're loading, this is the biggest terrorist attack on our home soil, and he's putting bodies of mothers and fathers and teenagers, or whatever was in those buildings, in the bags. It's just, it's heroic.
You got to do it. He did it. And I'm telling you, this guy is, I mean, to protect and serve, he really did for 20 and a half years. And he does it in his daily life today. Recapping, we're going to go to Vegas. You're going to pick up the tab. I'm so excited. Keith, I think about you a lot. I pray for you. You're going to be okay. We're going to party. We'll go to Vegas. We'll visit you. Okay. We'll celebrate.
Well, he's in San Diego. We'll see him at the Nick Pasquale thing down in San Diego.
I'm going to talk to him, and then we're going to definitely come to Vegas, and him and I are going to party without you. That'll be better. And, but this has been an incredible show. We learned so much about Joe Kopp, about being a cop in New York City for over 20 years. It's so much fun, man. 70, number 70. We're still bringing it every week. Do you feel that?
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Subscribe to us, please.
Yes.
On
please.
YouTube. We need YouTube subscribers so we can get Cloudwater on YouTube. Thank you, Podbean audience. I cannot say enough about our Podbean audience, people that listen, but we want to be seen, and listeners drive.
Cloudwater, Barry and Mark, thank you. Remember, get online, buy a box. Fat Fish 20, friends and family discount. I learned something else about myself. I look like a Chris Christie hippo.
Not a hippo.
Wait.
You're Chris Crispy. You're Chris Christie that sounds like a hippo when you're having sex, okay? On that note, what do you think, Dave Linden?
You've been listening to the Fat Fish Podcast. Heard on
He's not
all
coming
your
through,
favorite
so let me know when
platforms.
Manny tackles.
Until next time.
Let me hear.
It was her birthday. It's her birthday yesterday, Nanny. 118.
You've been
birthday,
listening
Nanny
to
Klein.
the Fat Fish Podcast.
Thank you for this guy.
Heard on